a sign behind you. Sorry, let me just see it. Ezra ben Rachel. Ezra ben Rachel Leilu Nishmat de Berachot. And the shiur will be Leilu Nishmat Devorah Fegi bat Shemuel. Ora Devorah bat Shemuel. Esther Rivka bat Abraham. Monica bat Fani and Menachem Mendel ben Elchanan. Yes, so before we start, just a quick halakha. I didn't have the chance to mention halakha yomit in the main, so we will say one halakha. Yesterday we discussed about borer, right? Borer is to separate food on Shabbat, and we said borer, and we said bet vav resh resh borer. That's right. And we said that the halakha requires 3 conditions to allow you to separate food on Shabbat. One condition is you should take out ochel mitoch psolet. Food, you should take out the food and not whatever you don't want, whatever you want. This is called ochel mitoch psolet. Second condition is that a person has to do it by yad, with his hands. Or with a fork, it's also called his hand, not with tools. Third condition is le'altar, right away.
Gentlemen, guys. Gentlemen, the rabbi is talking.
Thank you. So the halakha writes that if your wife wants to make a salad for Shabbat, she got to be careful to do these conditions, because usually when she does the salad, she's obviously separating the good things from the bad things. So let's say I have tomatoes, right? Or cherry tomatoes, the small ones. She's going to check, she's going to pick up the good ones, right, from the bad ones. This is called borer. So that's allowed. That's allowed, but because you're taking the good ones, there is no isur. The problem is why it's not borer, habibi. Okay,
Okay, you push to have like a
right?
almond, you push one and
So you have all type of leaves, and you're taking out the good one from the bad one. That's right. So he says, always when you do a salad, you will do borer. You will do the permissible way of borer. But to be able to allow you to do the salad, have to be right away. If you're not going to eat it right away, so you did borer deoraita from the Torah, and that's a big problem. The question is, what's called right away? Zashela. So the halakha writes like this. Chacham Amadei Yosef brings obviously the famous machloket of the Rishonim. Right away, according to some opinions, is right away mamash. You're sitting in the seudah to eat in the seudah. That's one opinion. Second opinion says no. Right away means even 1 hour before. Whatever it's close enough for the seudah, it's permissible to separate. Chacham Amadei Yosef says there is a middle way. The middle way means half an hour before the seudah, you can prepare the salad. Before that half an hour, asur to prepare the salad, because you're putting yourself in a isur d'oraita. Okay? That's why I know many people that they have, Baruch Hashem, every Shabbat, 15, 20 people in the seudah. And the wife says, listen, half an hour? What are you talking about? It's crazy, but it's asur. You're not allowed to separate less than half an hour before the seudah. Okay?
You have to do Sudah Shishi. You're setting up Sudah Shishi.
Yes.
You have to do 100 people. The other, so you set it up.
It's not pashut. It's not pashut.
Even if it's doing it the right way.
I hear. I don't know. Chacham Amadei Yosef mentioned half an hour. That's what can I tell you. Okay, Rabotai. Yes, it's not borer. It's only Isur borer. Okay, Rabotai. That's only the Halacha Yomit. Let's go to the Chidushim today. There is a very famous question about one of the plagues in Mitzrayim. We know that one of the plagues was the Barad. What's Barad? Barad was the hell. The hell. The Chachamim are telling us that the hell, the size of the hell, there's machloket, how big it was, yeah. But according to many poskim, according to many mefarshim, we're talking about huge pieces of hell, like stones, mamash, big stones. And the Torah says, "Hayared dvar Hashem," whoever had fear from God. About who we're talking about? About the Egyptians, right? Whoever had fear of God, he was bringing all his animals and all his belongings inside the house. Nachon? Say the Midrash, do you want to know how many people that were considered Ayarei Dvar Hashem? The ones that have fear of God? How many people really they brought their animals inside the house? There is machloket as well. One of the opinions says the Midrash, one guy.
One and all the people.
And the Midrash writes it was Iyov. Only he was the one that had fear of God, and he brought all the animals inside. So you imagine, Paro and all of his nation, they didn't. Now let me ask you a question. I'm just trying to get inside the head of the Mitzri. How many makot you have seen already? 6. 6 to 7 makot. You are seeing makot, one stronger than the other one. How long is taking every single makah? 1 week. Can you imagine 1 week without water? You know, there is a country, it's called Venezuela. You heard about this country? Yeah, you know it, right? In this country, they had a few months ago, right? A few months ago it was? Something like that. They shut off all the water and all the electricity in the country. People were getting crazy. For how many days it happened? I was going back and forth, barely 1 week. Imagine 1 week that he cannot even get water to drink because all the water, even the water bottles in the supermarket, are not anymore water, they're blood. So the Mitzrim are experienced one after the other, makot, one after the other. Right? And still they're taking a chance when God is telling them, when Moshe Rabbeinu tells them, guys, there is a makkah, it's coming up. Whoever is going to leave his belongings outside, he's not going to see it anymore. Where is the sechel? How it's possible that those guys didn't bring their stuff inside the house?
They don't believe.
They don't believe. Come on, you see it in front of your eyes. 6 plagues. You know what? Even if I don't believe, it's a doubt, right? So at least they don't take the risk. Say the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, something fantastic. It says like this. No, I'm sorry, this is not the Orach Chaim HaKadosh. He writes that the Mitzrayim, they believe. But from the belief until we take actions, there is a long way in between them. We can believe in many things and we can know a lot of things. How many things that we know we actually applied it? How many things? How a guy told me he was a big smoker. So I told him, listen, you know all the dangers and especially, you know, the new machines, Juul, right? Juul it's called, the electronic cigarettes. So I told him, are you hearing what's going on? He says, Rabbi, let me tell you, not only I'm hearing it, I know exactly all of the problems that it's having. And it started to tell me, this amount of people are dying because of this. This amount of people are in the hospitals because of that product that he have. So I told him, listen, you know so much. Why are you not doing? Rabbi, what can I tell you? It's very hard for me. One thing is what you know, and the other thing is where you're ready to apply. You know what's making the difference in between a Mitzri and a Yehudi? That the Yehudi is able to apply his knowledge that he knows. Now we have to ask ourselves, what are we? Yehudim or Mitzrim? In the meaning, are we really trying to apply the things that we know? Or, yalla, we are a shiur, beautiful shiur, let's go on. What's next? Comes the Torah Chaim HaKadosh and he asks a beautiful question and he says like this. ולא שמעו אל משה מקוצר רוח ומעבודה קשה. They didn't hear. Sorry, this is not good. One? Okay, good. ולא שמעו אל משה מקוצר רוח ומעבודה קשה. They didn't hear Moshe Rabbeinu because they had a lot of work, because they were suffering a lot. Let me ask you a question. Imagine a guy is working, 18 hours a day, works hard, and then somebody comes up to him and he tells him, Tzaddik, I have an offer to give you. If you take my offer, you're not going to work anymore 18 hours per day. You're going to work only 5 hours per day and you're going to gain double the amount. What is he going to tell him? I'm sorry, I'm working. Can I hear you? What are you talking about? Tell me, what is it? How it's possible that Am Yisrael didn't heard Moshe because they were working? Moshe is bringing them a good news. Hashem is going to take you out from Egypt. It's supposed to be the opposite. More of a reason why to hear Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? So why it's called Velo Shame'u El Moshe? They didn't hear Moshe Mikotzer Ruach U'Me'avodah Kasha. Says the Torah Chaim HaKadosh, the answer is an amazing answer. Says, Kotzer Ruach means a monk of learning of Torah. Monk of learning Torah. Missing of learning Torah. Because the Ruach, it's getting wider when a person learns Torah. Says the Torah Chaim HaKadosh, they were so into the mindset of the Egyptians, and they forgot about the concept of Torah learning. Don't ask me, but the Torah wasn't given yet. You're right. But we know that from Avraham Avinu was keeping already Torah. Whatever they knew, whatever mitzvot they had, they forgot about it, and they were very focused in what? Ma'avodah kasha. What is the avodah? The avodah wasn't the actual physical job. The avodah kasha, the Mitzri mindset, the Egyptians' culture, they were focusing that. And once they were focusing that, you cannot hear words of Torah. Say Chachamim, what's going to bring us the Yeshua, what's going to bring us the salvation? When a person will decide to sit down and to learn Torah daily. The learning of Torah opens up our hearts and automatically opens up the gates in Shamayim to accept us. There is a beautiful Maharsha, I think it is. It says, whoever wants to get parnasah in his business, he should dedicate himself every day to have a certain amount of time of learning. Because only the learning is a tool to connect us with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And because Borei Olam is the source of Beracha, so only when I learn Torah, I get connected to that tool, and then the Beracha can come down. But let me tell you one more point. It's not the same when a person learns Torah and everything is comfortable, or when a person learns Torah and he's struggling to learn Torah and he still does it. When a person learns Torah mitoch hadachak, throughout, effort, this Torah have much more of a power. Tov echad mitzar, mimi'ah shelo betzar. It's better one throughout suffering than 100 times learning Torah without suffering. I'm going to tell you a story. There was two brothers. One of them became very rich, Baruch Hashem. And the other one, not rich. The other one was learning in a kollel, yeshiva. Yeah? And the rich brother was sending him times to times a little bit of money, supporting him. Says one day, the rich brother calls up his yeshiva boy, brother, and he tells him, Tzaddik, let's do a deal. I'm going to give you 2 times the amount that I'm giving you today. And we're going to divide your merit and your sachar of learning Torah, half. So the brother told him, listen, before we do that, let me just ask. It's a big responsibility. Let me ask a rabbi. He went to the rabbi and he asked him, Rabbi, what should I do? Should I accept the offer or not? And the rabbi told him, listen, tell your brother that it's not going to gain anything. He says, why not? By supporting me, he's going to gain my learning of Torah. He says, you're right, but you're not right. He's already supporting you, right? Certain amount of money. Only by this support that he's giving you, it's already gaining the zechut of you learning. How come? It's the same way the Gemara writes, what is the merit of a lady? Which merit she have to get olam haba? What do you mean, which merit she have? You know how many mitzvot she does? Which merit she has? Says the Gemara, the merit is that they send their husbands to shiurim of Torah, to learn Torah. And they educate the kids in the way of Torah. That's the merit that they had in olam haba. So the rabbi said, if a lady that is not giving a penny, she gets all this merit, obviously your brother that is supporting you. Now what do you want to tell me? Yes, but he wants more of a zechut, more of a merit of your learning. The answer is, you have no chance. So what do you mean you have no chance? Because the greatest zechut that you have is that you're learning Torah mitoch hadchak, throughout struggling. And this merit, no one can buy it with money. Rabotai, struggling, it's not to be in a moment that bar minan, the bank account is in minus. Struggling means that I'm so busy that I would love to do other things. And I decide, you know what? I'm going to close my phone, I'm going to close my deals, and I'm going to go to learn Torah. This is called Tovechad Mitzad. One, throughout suffering, because you're so busy and you decide to disconnect yourself to learn Torah, counts hundreds of times, hundreds of hours of learning Torah just to sit down and to relax, to hear a shiur. So we have the obligation, Rabotai, to do a little bit more of effort. Learning Torah mitoch hadchak. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you 2 stories. Adachak. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. One of them, there was a rabbi in Europe that was very, very sick. And this rabbi, lo aleinu, he was a young rabbi. The students in yeshiva, they decided to do a campaign of merits l'refuah shalema for the rabbi. What was the campaign? Every single one of the students will give a certain amount of Torah learning that they did already, right, to the rabbis. And they started the list. One of the boys said, I'm going to give him, I'm sorry, not learning of Torah, days of life. How many days of life I'm ready to give to my rabbi? That was the campaign. Sorry, I got confused. One said, I'm giving him 5 years. The other one, 15 years. Another one, I don't know. And like that, they made a whole list. All of the boys in yeshiva, each one of them gave to the rabbi some amount of years to live. They get into the great Hafetz Chaim. The Hafetz Chaim. The Hafetz Chaim was a very old man already. And they come to the rabbi and they told him, Rabbi, we're doing this campaign for the refuah shalema of so and so, you know, the rabbi. Rabbi, how much time you can give, you know, from your life to the rabbi? The rabbi looked at it and he started to shake. He says, what is this? What is this? Why are you putting me in this? He says, no, Rabbi, you're not obligated to do it if you don't want, but everybody's doing it and it's a big zechut. And the rabbi couldn't sleep. He says, listen, I need a few days. He took a few days, and then one day he comes back with a very worried face, and he tells to the in charge, here, I decided to give this to the rabbi. The in charge opened up the paper, and he sees 1 minute of his life. 1 minute of his life. So the in charge look at the rabbi, and he says, Rabbi, people are giving, 15, 10, 5 years, 1 minute. And then the rabbi looked at him and he said, 1 minute? Do you know how much you can earn in 1 minute? How much you can earn in 1 minute of learning Torah? Do you know what is that 1 minute of merit of a person that do an effort to sit down and to learn Torah? Say thank you that I gave you this minute. I couldn't sleep 3 days for this minute that I'm giving now. And the reason why I'm giving it is not to cause Chilul Hashem. Everybody's giving, and I'm not going to give unless I give 1 minute. Rabotai, to be able to take advantage of the time and to say, wow, what an opportunity we have every single morning that I open my eyes. I have a whole day in front of me. What I'm doing in that day. How a guy told me, today they have in the phones, in the iPhones, they have the time that you waste in the phone. You know that? So people, they took it away. They couldn't even have it in their phone. Why? They realized that every single day they can waste over 5 to 6 hours per day on the phone. And believe me, it's not for calls. It's not for a call. Hey, you're going into, Instagram and Facebook and Shahwat and this. What was the result? Nothing. Games. You see people walking with games, making games. Rabotai, how much time we have and we're wasting it. We're wasting the time. Let's take advantage. Let me tell you one more story. There was a Yehudi. I said this story a long time ago. I will repeat it. There was a Yehudi that it was in the army in Israel. And this Yehudi wasn't a religious boy. And in the army he got injured very badly. One of the wars, I think was in Lebanon. He got injured and he got a bullet in his head. Baruch Hashem, somehow, after weeks in the hospital, he got safe. But there was one problem. The problem was that the doctors decided not to make any surgery in the head to take away the bullet, because Bar Minan, the surgery is a very risky surgery, and there's no need. He can live with us. Rabotai, this fellow had the bullet inside his head.
In the brains.
Yeah, I don't know exactly which area in the head. He had it over there. Now, obviously, having an item inside the head doesn't come for free. A lot of headaches, and he had to take all type of medication to lower the pain. But better to live that way than not to live. After he got injured, and after he came back home, slowly he started to do teshuvah. And he was getting closer and closer. He was going to shiurim. After the shiurim, he decided to go for a Shabbaton in one of the yeshivot, and he started to get closer to Judaism until one day he decided to make the change. He said, I'm going to yeshiva. I'm going to yeshiva. He got to yeshiva, and guys, yeshiva, it's not an easy thing. When people think that being a boy in yeshiva is, easy life. Easy life, I want to see you. I want to see those guys that are talking about that. Same one day in yeshiva. Learning until 11, 12, from 7 a.m. Okay? From 7 in the morning. You have to wake up until 12, 11:30. 11 is the end of the seder. The boys are staying one more seder until 12, 12:30, and then they go to sleep.
They go here.
Huh?
They go here.
Then they go to sleep. They have to. Good. Anyway, so this boy started yeshiva, and it was very hard for him. Very hard. Especially what was hard for him was the learning of Seder Ayun. Seder Ayun is the first Seder in the morning that they learn Gemara deep, not Daf Yomi. They learn Gemara deep. They open up Rishonim, Acharonim, all type of Pilpulim. And this boy wasn't getting it. It was very hard. But he didn't give up. And he was coming and he was trying. This is the one day the rabbi gave a shiur, and he brought Rashba, one of the Rishonim. He brought this Rashba and he started to ask questions about the Rashba, and then he answered them. And the rabbi, before the end of the shiur, says, Rabotai, I have a very strong question in this Rashba. Whoever is able to give me an answer, I will appreciate it. The rabbi throws the question, was a bomb. That type of question, very strong question. And the boys started to give some answers. No of the answers was well. Fine, they have to look for the answer. He says, our dear friend started to learn, to try to get the answer. And then the boys are going, it's already late at night, the boys are going to sleep, and the boy decides he's not going to sleep without getting the answer. Sits down and learns again and again and again the whole entire night. And he's putting a lot of effort. And towards the night, it's getting closer to an answer, doesn't work, he's going another way until finally in the beginning of the morning, he thinks that he had the right answer. He's getting the right answer. And he's sure that's the answer. And at that moment, the rabbi comes inside the Bet Midrash for Shacharit. The boy jumps into the rabbi and he runs to him and he tells him, Rabbi, I got the answer. What is the answer? And he tells him the answer. And he's so, excited by giving the answer. And the rabbi said, wow, unreal, unbelievable. And then the boy said, I realize that all of the boys in yeshiva, they're looking at me in a very strange way. They're looking at me. I turned to one of them, what's wrong? And he says, you're bleeding. Bleeding. He touched his head, and all of his hand is full of blood. And when he's trying to look what happened, all of a sudden he feels something in the head, and he's able to feel the bullet. The piece of bullet that came inside went out. Says the boy, I thought that my effort will give an answer, for the benefit of others. And I didn't realize that all the effort of my learning of Torah was the only one that got the real benefit was me. The bullet came out without surgeries and without any needs. Only because he was putting so much of an effort in his learning of Torah, Baruch Hashem, he got the bullet out. Rabotai, we not...
How did it come out?
Don't ask me.
Through his stomach.
Don't ask me. I'm not a surgeon. I'm not a surgeon. One thing I can tell you for sure. In the head, Habibi, here.
So how did it come out? The mouth.
What I'm trying to say is this, Rabotai, we don't have to get into these type of stories to say that learning Torah with effort is above everything else. Each one of us, no one can say, Rabbi, I wasn't in yeshiva and it's not for me. Each one of us have the obligation, ve'agita bo yomam v'layla, day and night, to have a time of learning Torah. After 120, they will ask us, Kavata itim la Torah? You have fixed time of learning Torah? Are we going to answer and we're going to say, yes, Hashem? If yes, amazing. But one thing we have to know, whatever time you dedicate for your learning of Torah, have to be fixed and have to be putting all your effort inside. Forget about phones in the middle of the shiur. Forget about your mind thinking about other stuff. That's the hour that you're dedicating for learning Torah. dedicated till the end.
Pure.
Yeah? Torah shelamati be'af. Says David HaMelech, the Torah that I learn from af, maze af, with all the effort that I had. Okay? Hisha Amdani. Now that's the Torah that is going to stand in front of me after 120, and it will give me the free entrance, Be'ezrat Hashem, to Olam Shekulo Tov. Amen ve'amen.